How are you today? Thanks for stopping by. I've featured this commissary style shelving unit in a couple of my builds now and thought I would build it for you. So here we go. The first thing we need to do is to line up these shelves. I have this video at 2x, and later on we speed it up even more when we do the clutter. Depending on your build style, you may not have to worry about getting it completely straight. A certain amount of wonkiness can add a lot of charm. But if you want something nice and precise, you can use something like this counter to help you line it up. Okay, that looks pretty straight. Now let's move these shelves out of the way. Using your pillar of choice, I'm just going to plop them down right out here and come back for them because we need to make room for our campfire. I'm going to grab the ball track supports. I like them a lot when we're working in tight areas because they have a smaller zone of collision around them for your group select. I'm not sure exactly how to explain that, but it will group select fewer things in its radius. So once we have the campfire where we want it, we just raise it up, look for that green, line it up as best we can, and click the button. That looks pretty straight. So now we need to make the supports, because it can't just hang there in midair. Well, it clearly can, but we're going to pretend that this is real life. And again, where you put these just depends on your own tastes. I'm not going to worry too much about them being perfect. Because of the type of build that I'm doing, it doesn't matter if they're exact. I imagine that these people just kind of threw some of this together because they had bigger things on their plate. This will become apparent in the actual tour of Covenant after I'm finished. So we're just going to zoom through this. Put about 6 of these here. Covenant has a lot of areas and items that you can't delete, so you've got to find a way to work with them. And as you can see here, we are combining 2 posts to make taller ones. These wire fence poles are so versatile. You can use them for just about anything, including making entire walls out of them. But we just want to give the illusion that our counters aren't going to fall down. Where should we put it? How about here? And that's because we're going to put a store in the middle there. Alright, I think that looks pretty good, pretty straight. Well, more or less. It'll hold it up. Just ignore old Deezer over there. I didn't know where to put him. Alright, this should be our last one. You can put as many as you want. I think this will do the trick. Alright, Let's put some lighting up using our trusted Wi-Fi glitch. It's getting a little dark in there. I love using the cycling lights. They add a lot of warmth. The stock lights in the lighting section, most of them are just so harsh. And they also bleed through. I prefer to have warm colors when possible. So let's put our storefront in. There. All right. It's going to be a little bit tight for the settler. And I can change this later if it doesn't work out, if the settler won't go back there. I can put one of the other kinds of storefronts in there. All right. That's pretty good. I'll leave the rugs in there in case I need to adjust it later. So now, let's put some clutter up. We're going to do this stuff in 5x. I do get a lot of people telling me that I have to be using mods, but I assure you that there are no third-party mods on my Xbox. I'm not anti-mod, and in fact, I do plan on doing some modded builds in the coming year. In fact, some of my favorite builders do use them. But for these builds, everything is placed one at a time. And I wanted to demonstrate that you can do it and that anybody can do it. Any of the builds on my channel can be built using the known glitches. I also get people wanting to have a debate about whether Creation Club stuff are mods, and that has ceased to be interesting to me because it kind of misses the point. What I really want to get across is that I'm not using ones that manipulate game mechanics. Anybody can fire up their console, go through their menus, and combine those things in any old interesting way they want, regardless if they have DLC or Creation Club or whatnot. So now I'm going to take the time to thank you for hanging out, if you've made it this far. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the rest of the clutter placement and then show you the final build at the end. I'll leave chapter tag descriptions if you want to skip all this. Some people actually like watching it. So I'll thank you for your time. I always appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you at the end.
cool, it's a crime. I think I'll stay distracted for a long, long time.
Welcome back. I thought I would do a quick Covenant progress update to show you some of the new things I'm working on here. I'm making this corner into a store. I started putting a custom ceiling up because it's an awkward shape. This is the farming area that is managed by a couple of bots. So I made a new robot charging area. And then we have a quick update over here on the command center. And in the corner here, we have the power station and quarters for the person who runs it. We'll take a quick jaunt back here. All of this was made one piece at a time as well. And that should do it. Thank you once again for stopping by and taking some time to view my content. Have a great day.